Okay, so I am going to start with today's lesson. There are, how many of you want? 1, 2, 6, 6, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there are more, but let's just start first, and then I think you'll just come in. Okay, so today we're doing lesson 58. Okay, lesson 58. So it is paper 2. So calculators are allowed. Okay, so calculators are allowed for this lesson since we're doing paper 2. Okay, so this is usually the first 5 questions. That means your question 1 to 5, they are 2 marks each. So this kind of question would be in your 2 marks. Okay, now, some of you got this question wrong, and the reason being, now you must count the number of gaps there are. Okay, how many gaps are there that make up one? This is from 4.8 to something and then 5, right? So this would be your 4.9. So that means the distance or the gap between 4.8 to 4.9 is 0.1. Okay, 0.1. So there are 4 gaps. So what's the value of each one of them?
0.1 divided by 4 to get
0.1 divided by 4 to give me
0.025. And then
Okay.
add with 4.9.
So this is 4.9 plus 0.025 to give me 4.925. You don't need to round off. They didn't ask you to round off anything. Okay, is that what you did, Gordon? You round off? Okay. Yeah. So it's like Bella and Tanishka also. Is it? I know what your did is to get 0.02. Is that what you all got? 0.02? Or is it because you round it off? Okay, so take note. The first thing that you need to do whenever you see things like this, when you see graph, when you see number line, first thing you need to do is identify the value of each division. Okay, you must identify the value of each division. Okay, must identify the value of each division. Okay, now number 2. Okay, number 2 is an age question. So typically, when we have an age question, what kind of change is this? Can anyone tell me what kind of change? Or what remains the same? Thank you, Gordon. So same difference. Okay, some call it constant difference. Okay, some call it difference unchanged. So regardless of what name you call it, you know that the difference remains the same. That means the age difference between two people, whether is it in the past, now, or in the future, the difference in their ages will always be the same. Okay, so take note of this. Regardless of when, the difference will be the same. Okay, so Peter was 13 years old 2 years ago. So in age question, you must always have past, now, and the future. Okay, you must have past, now, and the future. So in the past, that means 2 years ago. Okay, in the past 2 years ago, Peter was 13 years old. Okay, so I'm going this way. I must plus 2. Peter now is 15 years old. Right? Peter now is 15 years old. He is 3 times as old as Jane now. So now, how old is Jane?
Jane
is 3 times.
Jane is 5 years old.
So Jane is 5 years old. Okay. Now, so if Jane, so what is their total age now? What is their total age now? So that's 15.
18,
Eh?
20.
20. Okay, so you want to find the total age of Peter and Jane 3 years from now. So that means from now, I must plus 3, right? So Peter, I must plus 3. And Jane, I must also plus 3. Okay, so you either add them up this way, or you can find the total is equals to 20 plus 3 for Peter and 3 for Jane becomes 26. So this is supposed to be 26. So either way, you will still get the same answer. Okay, so take note. So find the total of Peter and Jane 3 years from now would be 26 years.
20 plus 5 plus 5. 3 plus 3.
Come again? You want to say something, Giselle? No? Okay. Okay, let's look at question number 3. Now, question number 3, how many of you got it wrong? Oh. Is it because of the refraction? Okay, now, so you must understand this part. So 8 kg is the value. Okay, 8 kg is the value. So in this case, what you need to do is take note. She baked 8 kg of cake and her students ate 2 out of 5 of it. Now, this 2 out of 5, does it have a value to it? Yes, Giselle, I know the answer. So, does it have a value to it, this 2 out of 5? No, it is part of one whole, right? That's what it's trying to say. Okay, so this is your whole. And her students ate 2 out of 5 of it. So that means students ate what? What's the mass that the students ate? 2 out of 5 of the 8 kg.
8 times 2 out of 5 is 3 out of 3 whole 4.
So it'll be 16 over 5 kg, right? Okay. So what's the remainder? You can either do it this way, times 8 kg to give me 24 over 5. Okay. Or you can also take 8 minus 16 over 5. Okay, now. So remainder after her students ate and she gave 1 and 1/3 kg to the teachers. So what's left? That means 1. So from the remainder, so this remainder, if I were to make it into a mixed number, what do I get? What do I get if I make it into a mixed number? Anyone? What is 24 over 5 kg? Change it to a mixed number. What do I get?
4 out of 5.
Thank you,
4
Joan.
out of 5.
Okay, so 4 out of 5 kg. Okay, so what's left? If from this 4 out of 5 kg, and she gave away this amount to the other teachers.
Minus.
So from here, I'll get 3 and 1 over 5 kg.
Or you can do 8 minus 3, 1 out of 5 minus 1, 3 out of 5. Then you just straight away get the answer in 2 steps.
Can. I'm just, you can do it in 2 steps. You can do it in 1 step even, okay? So, again, you have to be very familiar with fractions to be able to understand that this is part of a whole. Okay, whereas this is the one whole. Okay, so it's very important that you take note of this. All right, question number 4. Question number 4 is a geometry question. How many of you not able to do this? Only 5 of you submitted your answers, so I cannot gauge how many of you got it, but I know Rachel got it. Okay, now take note, they are all identical squares. So all these are identical squares, So DCE, this is your 40. I'm just gonna enlarge this so that you all can see and I also can see. Okay, can you see that? I'm gonna highlight the square. Oh, cannot. Okay, can you see that this is part of the square? Okay, so this is part of square, right? So that is your 90 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is to be able for you to see this clearly, I'm going to label this as X, Y, and this part as Z. Okay, now, can you see that this is 90 degrees? That means X plus Y plus 40 is equals to 90 degrees. Can you all see this? X, Y is, so that means X plus Y is equal to 50 degrees. Okay, so X plus Y is equal to 50 degrees. Now, then I'm gonna highlight this line. You all see, maybe it's not a good color. Ayo, you all see this color instead? You can see? Okay, so can you see that this line here makes up the 90 degrees? That means, okay, so from here, that means Y plus Z plus 27 degrees is equals to 90. That forms the corner of the square. Okay, so that forms the corner of the square. So that means Z plus Y is equals to 63 degrees. So I have these two equations. Can you see? Can you see this? Yes? No? Cannot? Okay, so if I were to add them up, what will I get? If I add them up, what do I have? X plus Y plus Z plus Y is equals to 50 plus 63 to give me 113. Okay, but I know that X, Y, and Z must be equal to how much? This line here. Maybe I use, if I use this, can you all see? X, Y, and Z, this form another square. So we know that X, Y, and Z must be equal to how much? This must be equal to 90 degrees. So can I find what is angle Y, which is angle BYJ? 113 minus 90 give me 23 degrees. Yes? Question? Anyone needs me to repeat it? No? Okay. Now let's look at the graph question. So the bar graph shows the number of siblings the students in a tuition center have. So how many students are there in the tuition center? So to find the number of students, again, first thing you need to do is read this part here, what is given to you, right? Okay, so they give you the normal. So